the Brothers Grail acknowledges the Bindal and Wulgarukaba people of North Queensland and the Wurundjeri people of Melbourne, the traditional owners of the land we record on today. We pay our respects to elders past, present and future. We also recognise that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders have been custodians of the land, rivers and seas for at least 65,000 years, and were the first storytellers. See, all that was, we're recording it. All that was gold. That should have all been recorded. Hello, here we are. It's been quite the layoff. Here we are the Brothers Grail, back again. I am Quinn Dog, your fearless leader of the Bible reading, and I'm reading the Bible to my brothers, the Captain and Kebevan. Hello, Kebevan.
Well, hi.
It's been so long, it's like you just don't want to stop telling me what's been happening in your life.
Yeah, you know me.
It has been a while. It's between recordings. I think it's been at least a month, maybe two.
I have no idea what we did last.
No. So we're going to have to do a real quick recap. Captain, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, not much, mate.
Yes, it wasn't. See, it's not just me.
Fuck's sakes, you fucking idiot.
What do you want me to talk about? Oh, mate, I went and did some activities throughout my life.
Well, just 2 seconds ago, we were wondering whether you might have to be in the waiting queue for a couple of Pixies tickets, but you've just jagged them, so we've dodged that bullet.
Yeah, that happened, and those concerts are 12 months away, so it's not like I'm on the hype train 12 months out. That'd be pretty weird. But you recently saw the Pixies. Did you get to hear Monkey's Gone to Heaven?
I did not.
No.
Yeah,
you missed it.
I don't believe they played it, but there was also some at venue issues which bothered me a little bit, which I won't go into, but unfortunately I didn't get to enjoy the Pixies the way I would have liked to have at the venue. So I'm 99% sure they didn't play it, but that was very cool.
Yeah. And I got the shirt that is clearly a reference to the song too.
Oh yeah. Well, I think we're exciting the shit out of our listeners right now, our meat sacrifice. Like we've sort of touched on, it's been quite a while, so I think we all forget a little bit about what we have been talking about previously in the last episode. And my intention was to go back through everything, just so that we could recap. And I started writing it down, and it started getting far too long. It would have taken us far too long to get through all of that.
Maybe you need to recap, like shorten your shortened version.
Yeah, so I can really quickly try, but I've only got up to chapter 24 with my recap. So we may as well do it. It's not going to hurt.
I do have an idea.
Yep.
We all try and guess the thing we think happened most recently and see who gets the closest.
I was way off. I already tried to guess with Quinn Dog's helper.
Yeah.
And I was told I was wrong. The last thing I remember, what was...
Yeah, you were way...
I was way off.
You were maybe at chapter 23 or chapter 24. I actually think you said something about...
I think I've got it. I think I know
what
what
do you think? Say yours while I think.
I think the last thing that happened was the chick that did the whoring on the side of the road scam.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that. I don't remember who she was.
With her uncle. Sorry.
Because we're talking the devil siblings. It's like the one that's a bit evil, and God started killing all the men.
He did the pull-out method, like killed him.
Yeah.
And then the other brother,
just wouldn't fuck the widow.
Yeah, it's Judah. So, Judah departed. Blah blah blah. Judah saw there was a daughter of a certain Canaanite, and anyway, and yeah, there was like 3 sons, and the first son. I don't know.
He was wicked. He was just wicked.
He was just wicked.
And then got murdered.
God murdered him. The second one
did the pull-out, I think.
He came onto the ground.
And then he got murdered. Like, and the third one was old enough yet, so had to wait. Yes. And then the father just never told the wife that he was ready.
Yeah. And she got a bit antsy. She's like, that's not cool. I need to hook up with my husband. But the dad was like, yeah, no, I'm not ready yet. I'm too busy going with my mates to the sheep shed or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was still getting
and then
horse,
she
so he
fucked
was
the
alright.
dad. She tricked the dad into fucking her.
Yeah, because she had a veil
And
over her
then-
face, and he didn't know.
Yeah.
Without a
and
face,
then
how would he
she
know who it
put-
is?
And she got pregnant.
Yeah, and then and that was the last thing. She was like revealed her scheme at the end.
And I do believe he gave her a staff or something, like some sort of marked staff.
Yeah,
and
she was like,
when they were about to kill her, she's like, "Well, whoever's this staff is."
Yeah, she did a cool little trick. She played the trick, and then right at the very end, I'm just looking at the end of the chapter, which happened to be chapter 38. It says, and so it was when she was giving birth that the it was the twins. And remember, the one put out his hand first and got the ribbon.
That's right.
Got the ribbon tied, and was like, "Gammon, yeah!" And the other dude yanked him back in, and so
that's how it works.
Yeah, and therefore his name was Perez. And afterward, his brother came out who had the scarlet thread on his hand, and his name was called Zerah. So yeah, I forgot about the little switcheroo at the end. So that's the actual last thing we did.
Bait and switch.
The groin ribbon.
And I forget who Judah is. Is that one of the brothers?
Because
there's
I thought it was the dad.
Joseph and all the brothers. I think Judah's one of the brothers. Man, we suck at this shit so bad, hey. Especially me.
Especially the names.
Yeah,
I forget everyone's name.
I feel like of the Grail, there's one of us that's the most responsible for keeping track of this.
Yeah.
You're letting us down. That's what he's saying.
Well, I'm having a little look back, and so I think Judah is one of the 10 sons of. Am I right in saying Jacob? Because it's Jacob and Esau. Yeah. Remember Jacob and Esau?
You're wrong. His name is Israel.
Oh, he got changed to Israel.
And Joseph and the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Correct.
So why do they bother with the tying of the finding out who's the oldest? Because it doesn't matter. The last 3 chapters proved the youngest got the blessing with Jacob, and then the youngest Joseph, which was one of the youngest from the whole lot of these kids, was the most important of the lot. So
exactly,
who cares?
Yeah, because remember, and I just written this the most recent part of my going back through it was that the original Esau and Jacob thing was that Jacob's like, "I'll give you some stew."
Yeah, that was for the
birthright.
Birthright, wasn't it?
It's like, okay, stew sounds fucking delicious. Have my fucking birthright. So that's where we're up to, gents. So what we will do in maybe, I think we've only got maybe 6 or 7 chapters left, hey, of Genesis. And once we've done that, we'll just do a standalone sit down where we go back through it and go, oh, do you remember that time, Lukey, where you said, what water? And you ranted over the water, and then we can discuss whether that's legit or not, and whatever. So and then as I read back through, I'm like, oh, Abimelech turned up a few more times than I realised, and so we might be able to tie a few things together. But I digress. I think we've got to move on. But before we do, I do want people who listen, I really, really, really do want people who listen to just fucking start going out on a mission on the Brothers Grail behalf and trying to sell us to people and get people listening. And one way that I thought might be a good way to do it, and this is much love to this particular group of people, but I figure we might just start trying to headhunt and try to take over the smallest religions in Australia by number.
Okay.
So I've actually referred to the census, and in Australia, so, you get to the top of the list and it's like, I don't know, Christians, Catholics, whatever, and there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people that follow those religions, right? So we're not going anywhere near them anytime soon. I'd like to get there eventually. Eventually we'll take these fuckers down.
It's just a matter of time.
We'll take these fuckers down. So with much love to the Australian population of the Yazidis, who happen to be... according to Wikipedia, they're a Kurdish-speaking group from Turkey, Iraq, Syria, blah, blah, blah. They're new residents to Australia somewhat as far as the group goes. I think they've had to escape war and all that sort of stuff. So, once again, with much love to the Yazidis, we are fucking coming for you. In terms of numbers.
Are you saying that we're a religion?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going for that?
Yeah. Just by pure listens, right? So at the moment, our podcast has been listened to 334 times this week, right? Don't you think? That's pretty piss weak.
Especially because a fair few of them are me.
Yeah, me too.
Just over and over again.
Yeah. So, and we're locals. We've been living in this fucking country for all of our lives. We knew 300 people when we were 10, right? Like, we're really punching below our weight. So our goal, Brothers Grail Meat Sacrifice, is to go out and missionize, get into the missionary position, and the Yazidis, who are, I think, simultaneously the lowest population religion in Australia, but also the fastest growing population religion in Australia, just because they're immigrants to the country and they're escaping war and all this sort of stuff. But their population at the moment, according to the 2021 census, was 4,123. So I think that's achievable.
We got a ways to go.
Yeah, we got to fucking lift that game. But
I'm a bit worried that they're also growing.
Yeah. By the time we hit 4,000, where are they going to be?
Where are they going to be?
Especially with the quality of shit we're putting out. So, but hey, you got to start somewhere. We're coming for the Yazidis. And part of me thought, if we take them down, maybe we've just got to try to do something nice for them, and we'll, somehow.
I feel like giving a shout out on this prestigious podcast is enough.
When the time comes,
a meat sacrifice might be a good idea.
We'll give them some meat.
We'll send them some meat.
We need to start sending out a yearly meat hamper for our best listener. That's what's going to happen.
A meat raffle? Do a meat raffle?
We should, yeah.
Can you buy turtle doves to sell people?
Oh, the top half or the bottom half?
Oh, both.
Both halves.
Just in half.
In half, yeah.
They got to be.
They're the ones that have got to cut it in half. We don't know.
Yeah, and we judge them on their cut. Sorry, you've been demoted. You're no longer top follower anymore. You're a middle sacrifice now.
Yeah. All right. So these are our life goals. Meat hamper.
This comes up with it. Sells itself, really.
It writes its own story. So, all right, are we happy, boys, that we're going to the cities and we're going to send a meat hamper out at some point?
I was impressed by our recap that we worked all of that shit out. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah,
I feel like it was all you, Lupin.
Agreed, and I'm glad you did it because I was trying to refer quickly to the Bible to see, and it's just a mess of words in front of me. And I've been in the garden today, and I've had a few whiskeys, and so anyway. How about we move forward in the Bible, boys? So we've just learned 2 minutes ago that the twins, red string on the finger, got yanked back in by Perez or whatever. I can't remember who. So that was chapter 38. We move on to chapter 39. Oh, before we do, by the way, I've got sorry, I know this is annoying. Part of the delay has been me buying some new technology, and I'm still learning that technology. And in fact, I don't know how good the technology is until I get to edit this shit, and then I'm probably going to go, fuck, this sucks. But
do it.
I've pre-recorded a couple of little bits and pieces, one of which, if I think I hit the right button here, Captain.
Yep.
Captain! Stop it! Captain!
That's not what I suspected was going to happen.
Did you hear that, Captain?
I did. I started to think that it just wasn't working, and I was getting ready to be upset. And then when it started playing, I just thought you were talking at me like that was the joke. Like I was waiting in silence, and then you were just having a go at me.
No.
But you would, it's mostly for the talking that you have a go at me.
It's locked and loaded, motherfucker. So if you hear that means shut up.
I thought you were going to hit this one so you could have the...
What was this one again? Oh, yeah, this was the... Ready? Oh, I didn't hit it. Riveting.
No, it just doesn't work. There you go.
Quindog interjection.
For some reason in my head that was chapter...
Oh, no.
No, Quint, no.
I record the chapters as and when they come, it's an original recording each time. So anyone who's interested, reach out to me. So
I think this section did need a Quindog interjection.
All right. We are moving on to Now Joseph had been taken down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, an Egyptian, bought him from the Ishmaelites who had taken him down there. Because Ishmael's dead now, I think. I don't know. So this is Ishmael's descendants had taken him down to Egypt. So Joseph is the dad? No.
Joseph is the son of Jacob.
Oh, yeah.
He was the chosen son.
Yeah,
he's the one that was like
the eldest of the hot wives.
I'm amazing.
Oh, so he's one of the 10 or 12.
Yeah.
Joseph in the
he was the one that was like the chosen one. But then he was like bragging about how cool he was, so they threw him in a ditch.
Yeah, threw him in a ditch.
Yeah, because there was heaps older than him, but they were to the wife that he got tricked into. So he was the firstborn of Rachel.
And he's been sold into slavery.
Because they thought he was a dick, which he was.
And
But Israel thinks he's dead.
Yeah.
Because they were like, we found his tunic.
They found the tunic, so he must be dead.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're covered in blood or something, like animal blood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, it's all flooding back.
Memory lane.
All right, so yeah, Joseph, baby brother, everyone hates him. Because, remember he was dreaming? Everything was like,
everyone was bowing down to me.
These are all my bitches. All right. So he's been, he got sold and he's taken down to Egypt. The Lord was with Joseph, and he was a successful man, even though he's just been sold into slavery. What the fuck? And he was in the house of his master, the Egyptian. And his master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord made all he did to prosper in his land. So Joseph found favor in his sight and served him. Then he made him overseer of his house and all that he had put under his authority. So now Joseph, for whatever reason, a little suck ass, and he is running this dude's household.
But he was trying to do a really good job of it to get favor. He's like a good employee, but he's actually a slave. Is that the vibe I'm getting?
Yes, I think he is owned by this dude, but he's doing a ripping bang up job of.
I reckon he would be the shittest slave and like telling you how important he was all the time.
Oh yeah, he'd be insufferable, wouldn't he?
He would be.
But the master sees that he's with God.
Oh, that's right.
Master can just tell God's with him.
What was his voice like? Daddy.
Daddy?
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm the best person in the room. No matter what room I'm in, I'm Joseph. Yeah, that's him. Hey.
I swept the floor better than anyone else did, Daddy.
I had a dream last night, and I was the leader.
Yeah, he's the kind of slave that'll tell all the other slaves it's not that bad because he's the one that gets all the good parts of being a slave.
Yeah, and he'd be dobbing on him for any indiscretion.
Yeah, correct. 100%.
Joseph.
He's stealing all the extra food.
Well, we're going to find out because actually this next little bit, there's a bit. I have read ahead. It was a long time ago, but I have read ahead. So it was from the time that he had made him overseer of his house and all that he had, that the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake. And the blessing of the Lord was on all that he had in the house and in the field. So clearly he's being very prosperous at the moment because Joseph's there and the Lord is, I don't know, coming.
God's looking down on the slave master.
Yeah. No, well, he's looking down on Joseph, and because of Joseph,
his slave master,
then the slave master's doing good because of that. Thus he left all that he had in Joseph's hand, and he did not know what he had except for the bread which he ate. Now Joseph was handsome in form and appearance. So we know where this is going.
He's done that scam again where he just comes out with everything.
It doesn't quite follow the same path. You'll see in a minute. It doesn't quite follow the same scam path. But we'll get there. So he's wonderfully prosperous and he's beautiful. I'm so pretty, Daddy. Pass me that Technicolor Dreamcoat. It goes so well with my eyes. and the coif of my hair. Coif? I don't know. And it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast longing eyes on Joseph, and she said, lie with me.
Oh, is she a cougar?
She's a cougar, yeah, 100%.
How old's Joseph at this point?
I don't know.
Is he still like teens?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe late teens or something.
Although he could have been a slave for a while. He's the head of the household now.
Yes, yeah. Lie with me. But he refused, and he said to his master's wife, look, my master does not know what is with me in this house, and he has committed all that he has to my hand. He's a little fucking dobby bitch.
I reckon it was more so he's like, ew, you're old and dirty. Not for me.
It could be too. Or he's like, I like the boys.
Mate, God might smite him for refusing the girl.
Yeah, well, he didn't pull out.
Boom, you're dead, son.
Because it should be about the production.
Multiplication.
Yeah, multiply.
And sorry, is this like the slave master's wife?
Yes. Correct.
Yeah, okay.
And so what it was saying is that the slave master's off doing his own thing. He's probably got concubines and he's making his fortune elsewhere. And Joseph is in charge of the entire house. Joseph is in charge of all the money and all of the this and all of that. And so the dude just rocks up and eats food, and the wife's just longing for a bit of Joseph.
The handsome Joseph.
Handsome.
Yeah.
My master does not know I was with me, and he has committed all that he has to my hand. There is no one greater in this house than I, nor has he kept back anything from me but you, because you are his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? So he's being a bit good. So it was, as she spoke to Joseph day by day, that he did not heed her to lie with her or to be with her. But it happened about this time when Joseph went into the house to do his work, and none of the men of the house was inside, that she caught him by his garment, saying, lie with me. But he left his garment in her hand and fled and ran outside, I think nude.
Yeah.
Well.
And so it was, when she saw that he had left his garment in her hand and fled outside, that she called out to the men of her house and spoke to them, saying, see, he has brought into us a Hebrew to mock us. I don't know what that means.
Oh, he's circumcised.
They saw his dick.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
That'd be it. So he ran out nudie.
He's fucking dick swinging.
Yeah.
He came.
Mate, I didn't. You know what? That's actually some storytelling. Like they did the dick chopping, and then it came back into being part of the story.
Yeah, that's actually good.
I'm pretty happy with that.
And I missed it. I feel embarrassed. I missed that.
Yeah.
So I take it Egyptians don't look kindly on this. They're like, nah, that's fucked. So they're not doing. You know how Luke was saying you want to have something that people can see.
Oh, like
as a mark,
an earring or a tattoo. Or
So having it hidden naked is to their benefit. They can infiltrate.
Yes.
You know, like a ninja.
It's like
The slave man saw that he was with God. So was he tricking him into thinking he was with a non-dick chopping God? Or...
Didn't the wife just say he brought a Hebrew in? So like he knew.
Yeah. So he has brought into us a Hebrew to mock us.
Yeah.
He came.
I think she's just upset about the rejection.
Dick chopping God.
Yeah. There's not many dick chopping gods.
How many? There's only one, isn't there?
That we know of. Yeah.
Oh, I think any god can be a dick chopping god if you believe enough.
In the right circumstances, they've all chopped a dick or two.
In the right
circumcision.
Circumstance.
They're similar words.
So she continues and she says, he came in to lie with... I don't know how to do a cougar's voice. He came in to lie.
Holy shit.
He came
You're going for a smoker. She smokes a lot of ciggies, I'm assuming.
Yes.
What you were thinking.
Yes.
But classy cigarettes, not like
in that
dirty,
holder.
filthy, like mollies or something.
He came in to lie with me, and I cried out with a loud voice. And it happened When he heard that I lifted my voice and cried out that he left his garment with me and fled and went outside. So she kept his garment with her until his master came home. So here comes
He's
Big
walking
Daddy.
around naked for like a day here.
He's hiding down under a tree outside or something. So Big Daddy's come home. And she spoke with him with words like these, saying, "The Hebrew servant whom you brought to us came in to mock me. So it happened, as I lifted my voice and cried out, that he left his garment with me and fled outside." So she's just tossed him straight under the bus.
Yeah.
She's like...
She's trying to say he tried to be sexual to her.
Yeah. She was trying to get into Joseph's pants, but she's like, fucking, I'm not getting into strife for this dickhead.
Yeah. Women.
Yeah.
This feels very much like you're only hearing one side of a story. You know when someone comes to you and they're like, I did nothing wrong at all, and then all these chain of things happen, and this is the outcome, and you only hear that
So
once.
you reckon
exactly
you
feels
reckon
like that. Sorry, continue, Luke.
You reckon Joseph actually did try to come on to her,
did.
but he's trying to pass it off like he just rejected her
him for a titty grab or something.
Fled out of the town naked.
He turned her down for weeks, and then finally she pulled this stunt.
Yeah, and he was handsome. He'll tell you.
Oh.
He'll tell you.
I just ask anyone. He's the handsomest around.
Irresistible. Words like these, saying, Hebrew servant, blah, 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 came to mock me. And she's still talking. So it happened, as I lifted my voice and cried out, that he left his garment with me and fled outside. I think I might have said that already. So it was when his master heard the words which his wife spoke to him, saying, I think this is her again, your servant did to me after this manner. I don't know how to do a cougar woman.
I think you just
there is a button on this thing that
change voice.
Yeah, there is a voice thing. I don't know how to work it yet. I have to figure that out. There's like a robot and a woman and a man and a baby or something. And anyway, then Joseph's master took him and put him into the prison, a place where the king's prisoners were confined, and he was there in the prison. So it didn't work out good for Joseph yet.
No.
How could they do him like this? He did nothing wrong.
I know. He's so pretty.
And he's in prison now. He's not going to have a good time.
Well, but the Lord was with Joseph and showed him mercy. And he gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. So he's licking the balls of the...
Everywhere he goes, everyone just gives him shit. They're like, oh, you can be head of the house. We like you.
Look at what bloodline is from, mate. That's literally the whole story of their entire bloodline.
Yeah, true.
Whichever one's the chosen one of the bloodline.
Just weaseling their way into whatever situation.
Yeah, they just get the good shit out of everything, and they get a fake trial of like, oh no, something bad's happening, but then they just come out ahead somehow every single time.
But we know why. Because the Lord is on their team. So they can be like the clump, like, what's that, the bad luck dude, like Inspector Gadget. They can just fuck up everything. We said that about someone ages ago. They're just fucking everything up, but it just works out good for them. Like, this cunt's brothers just sold him into slavery.
And then he immediately became the best slave ever and had women. And had the wife of the slaver throwing her body at him.
Best slaver, best looking. Yeah. Fucking hell.
Best tunic.
I wonder if it was the multicolored tunic that he was wearing still or not.
No, because they took it covered in blood.
They took it.
How else would you identify him?
Yeah, true that. And he was there in the prison. But the Lord was with Joseph and showed him mercy. And he gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. Sorry, I said that already. And the keeper of the prison committed to Joseph's hand all the prisoners who were in the prison. Whatever they did there, it was his doing. So the prisoner's guard's like, oh, this cunt wants to fucking do everything. They're like, I'm here. I can be in charge of everybody, Mr. Prisoner, man. I know how to run things. And the prisoner dude's like, fuck yeah, I'll just go and chill in the corner.
He must know how to suck some good dick.
Well, he's in charge.
Or maybe he's like violent and he's just dominating every motherfucker, but the story's just trying to make him seem really pleasant.
Right,
but secretly he's like whipping those fucking prisoners into gear.
No matter how much you tell a prison guard, like, it's cool, trust me, I'll just look after. They're not going to give you the prisoners to look after.
Oh, unless it means they got to do nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's just sitting in the corner playing cards all day.
Yeah,
and while Joseph's like, "Excuse me, mister, you poo in that pot over there."
Yeah, but anyone who is in prison, you would assume, is untrustworthy. Any guard who's willing to give all their trust to a prisoner.
I don't know.
Joseph fled a woman trying to rape him, and that's why he's in there. So maybe they're all just having a slave masters that are trying to do bad things to him.
Yeah.
And that's why they're in prison.
This just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, continue.
So we know he's in prison now and he's in charge.
He's in charge.
He became a slave, went to a house, became the boss of the slaves in the house. Then he got into prison. Now he's the boss of the prisoners in the prison.
In one chapter.
You forgot he was the boss of his brothers first.
Oh, yeah, he was the boss of his brothers too. And the keeper of the prison did not look into anything that was under Joseph's authority because the Lord was with him, and whatever he did, the Lord made it prosper. So, I don't know what prospering in prison looks like. I don't fucking know. I don't know. So that's the end of that chapter. That's chapter 39.
I don't think I've hated the character
say we've
more
got
than him.
left in Genesis?
Sorry, Lukey. Bevan just said he doesn't think he's hated a character more, which I concur with, and then I missed what you said. Sorry, what?
Oh, I said, how many chapters have we got left in Genesis?
40. We go to. Sorry, shit. Oh, these pages are hard to turn. 40.
You don't sound like you're respecting your Bible.
No. We get to 50. 50 chapters, and we're up to chapter 40. So we've got 10 to go, brothers.
There's 10 chapters to go, and currently he's in prison, being the boss of the prison.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the next.
When do you reckon? Yeah.
Is he the man for the foreseeable future? Like, is he?
Yeah.
If we get another generation of these people before the end of Genesis, fucking hell.
No, yeah, that would be interesting. I do believe we finish with this generation. I believe, but
they are getting worse every generation.
Oh yeah, they're getting fucking.
Although you really hated Abram. He was whiny, you hated him.
Oh. Abram was bad, and he set a pretty bad tone for the whole group.
He did have some redeeming factors versus Joseph, though. Like, he did go on... Remember, he did go and take down a few warlords and shit?
That's true.
Yeah.
With his servants.
He's the one that won the War of the Kings too, wasn't he?
Yeah, that was the one I was talking about. Yeah, he went and did that. And then he battled with people.
He rescued Lot?
He rescued Lot. Then he battled with some dudes over wells. Or maybe that was Isaac who did that.
I don't know.
Someone battled.
They're all basically the same character, really.
Yeah. So, anyway, are we happy with that?
Yeah.
That was 39. We're going to move on to chapter 40. Kevin?
Chapter 40.
And it came to pass after these things that the butler and the baker of the king of Egypt offended their lord the king of Egypt. And Pharaoh was angry with his two officers, the chief butler and the chief baker. So he put them in the custody of the house of the captain of the guard in the prison, the place where Joseph was confined. So
the captain sounds like my kind of guy, I think.
Oh, yeah, sorry, that took me too long. Yeah. Captain! Stop it! Captain! That was good timing, wasn't it?
That was beautiful. Thank you.
All right.
You should have gone for applause. That would have been good too.
Good job, Quindon.
Well done, sir.
I promise I won't get too obnoxious with these because that could get too much.
Start doing that DJ wiki every 30 seconds, mate.
Chapter 40. All right, we move on. So
mate, that whatever that religion we're trying to take over, they're in trouble.
Agreed.
All right. So the baker and the butcher are in prison, and they immediately get put under Joseph's thumb. And the captain of the guard charged Joseph with them, and he served them So they were in custody for a while, which that's a weird sentence, and I don't know what the fuck that meant. But
they got a long time to serve.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, you sold shitty bread, go to jail for 10 years.
Yeah. I'm still confused by that line. Then the butler and the baker of the king of Egypt, who were confined in the prison, had a dream. And we know who the expert of the dreams are.
The dream's about Joseph.
Well, we're going to find out, but we just know that he knows about dreams. I dreamed last night and you were all bowing to me because I am the king of everybody.
Let's find out who's bowing this time.
So the butler and the baker, blah, 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 confining. So they both had a dream. Each man's dream in one night, and each man's dream with its own interpretation. And Joseph came into them in the morning and looked at them and saw that they were sad.
So they usually were used came into in a different way in this book.
Oh, yeah.
Joseph came into the butler.
He came into them in the morning. I fucking missed that entirely.
Wow.
Well done, boys.
I don't know how you missed it.
I don't know how I missed it either. Morning, boys. Here I come. Oh, fuck. Joseph.
No wonder they were sad. They're like, oh, fuck.
No foreplay
again. Then when someone will catch them in the act at some point, and that's when they'll go, he's got a dick chopping. Throw him into a deeper prison.
It was surprisingly comfortable.
Bumming. Yeah.
So Joseph came into them in the morning, yes. I don't know how I missed that. And he saw that they were sad. So he asked Pharaoh's officers who were with him in the custody of his lord's house, saying, why do you look so sad today? And they said to him, I don't know, we each have had a dream. That was nearly a vampire. What's a baker?
What does a baker sound like?
Like an angel.
French. Oui. Oh, we baking the bread for you. Oh,
we each had a dream, and there is no interpreter of it. Oh, that was like half Scottish. There is no interpreter of it. I got to practice some shit. You might have to do these, Dev.
No.
We each have had a dream. Oh, fuck.
Just give up and just do it for normal.
There is no interpreter of it. So Joseph said to them, hello, Daddy. No, he didn't say that. Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell them to me, please.
Oh, let me interpret them for you. I am God.
Well, you said he was the master of the dream.
Yes.
He's just doing what he's known to do.
Yeah, fuck. Then the chief butler told his dream to Joseph and said to him, behold, in my dream, a vine was before me, and in the vine were 3 branches, it was as though it budded, its blossoms shot forth, and its clusters brought forth ripe grapes. Then Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes and pressed them into Pharaoh's cup and placed the cup in Pharaoh's hand. And Joseph said to him, hello, Daddy. This is the interpretation of it. The 3 branches are 3 days. Now, within 3 days, the Pharaoh will lift up your head and restore you to your place, and you will put Pharaoh's cup in his hand according to the former manner when you were his butler. Right? So that's a good dream, according to Joseph. But remember me when it is well with you.
Nothing for free.
And please show kindness to me. Make mention of me to the Pharaoh and get me out of this house. For indeed I was stolen away from the land of the Hebrews, and I have done nothing here that they should put me into this dungeon. When the chief baker saw that the interpretation was good, he said to Joseph, I also was in my dream, and there were 3 white baskets on my head. In the uppermost basket were all kinds of baked goods for Pharaoh, and the birds ate them out of the basket on my head. So Joseph answered and said, this is the interpretation of it. The 3 baskets are 3 days. Within 3 days, Pharaoh will lift off your head from you and hang you on a tree.
I was waiting for that.
And the birds will eat your flesh from you. Yippity-doo-dah.
And remember me when you get there.
Tell everybody about me. So that was it. He didn't ask for a favor from this dude. He's like, oh, you're fucked.
Yeah, I require nothing from you. You're trash.
Yeah, you're dead, cunt. Yeah.
Now it came to pass on the 3rd day, which was the Pharaoh's birthday, that he made a feast for all his servants, and he lifted up the head of the chief butler and of his chief baker among his servants. Then he restored the chief butler to his butlership again, and he placed a cup in the Pharaoh's hand, the butler did. But he hanged the chief baker, as Joseph had interpreted to them. Yet the chief butler did not remember Joseph, but forgot him.
So, here's some important things I'd like to say. Does this mean that these people can tell the future with their dreams?
Ooh,
because the dreams still come true. Or does this mean Joseph can tell the future and he just like interpreted the dreams?
I assume God was sending dream messages to Joseph through the baker and the butler
while he was coming into them.
But what did they achieve? Because if old mate just didn't tell the Pharaoh about Joseph, then it's just I'm assuming the butler's going to have a bad time for not helping out Joseph.
Because if it was supposed to be a message from God, God's got to be up there right now going, butler!
Yeah, come on, tell him.
Yeah.
Joseph is stuck in the prison until I can find somebody else to have a dream.
Yeah, I'll send someone else to prison,
Yeah.
Who else has a connection to the Pharaoh? We need more connections. So, and obviously too, the Pharaoh's just sent his baker and his butler to prison. So how often does he send his servants to prison?
You put my shoe on too tightly. To prison!
And he's like, oh, I'll send them down to prison, but then I'm going to put on a feast and use them to make the food again.
No, you could again. I like you.
Yeah.
Oh, like, what was the plan there?
Yeah.
Maybe he just flips the coin and he's like, you can keep going. No, we're hanging you with the birds.
Yeah.
50-50.
Pure fucking chance. So
unfortunately, he'd put all of his butlers and bakers in prison, and he just grabbed 2 of them out, mate.
We need them back. We're out.
Yeah. So that was the end of chapter 40. So these are nice, quick, short, sharp chapters.
Yep.
We're going to move on to chapter 41. There's a bit in 41, but I reckon we can get through it. Then it came to pass at the end of 2 full years that Pharaoh had a dream, and behold, he stood by the river. So I'm assuming Joseph's now been in jail 2 years. I think that's what that says.
Yeah. And did the Pharaoh just have a dream
for a long time? Sorry, Luke. What?
Pharaoh did have a dream. Correct. Yes.
So God found his dreamer, but 4 years later.
Yeah. God's like, shit. I better redo this dream, but I can wait 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. It's fine. It's like that time when Noah was on the ark. He's like, oh, shit, that's right, he's on the ark. Remember, he's like, and the Lord remembered he was on the ark. You're like, oh, fuck. He was in the middle of doing some other shit.
Time doesn't travel the same for the Lord.
And behold, he stood by the river. I think this is the dream. Suddenly there came up out of the river 7 cows, fine looking and fat. And they fed in the meadow. Then behold, 7 other cows came up after them out of the river, ugly and gaunt, and stood by the other cows on the bank of the river. And the ugly and gaunt cows ate up the 7 fine-looking and fat cows, so Pharaoh awoke. That is pretty, you know how the Bible does some weird shit? Dreams do sort of do that, don't they?
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty dreamlike.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
The
fucking.
Oh. Is the butler gonna go dream? That's right, Joseph.
I reckon you might be onto something there, Kebevin.
Well, this one had the 7s in it. They were doing the 7s.
Yeah.
But the other one was doing 3s. So I don't know if the number, but all these dreams are about numbers.
Yeah, good point. Prime numbers. So the Pharaoh awoke, and he slept and dreamed a second time, and suddenly 7 heads of grain came up on one stalk, plump and good. Then behold, 7 thin heads, blighted by the east wind, sprang up after them. And the 7 thin heads devoured the 7 plump and full heads. So Pharaoh awoke. And indeed it was a dream, as a confirmation. Now it came to pass in the morning that his spirit was troubled, and he sent and called for all the magicians of Egypt. So magicians get mentioned in the Bible. I was not expecting
I wasn't
that.
ready for it. They're the ones that maybe Joseph is a magician, and that's why he can interpret dreams. Or is that a different type of magic?
Are magicians the real ones? No, that's wizards and shit. Magicians are the like rabbit out of the hat dudes.
But maybe they used to be believed a bit more because they do shit and trick people.
Maybe. Yeah, back in these like
so Merlin's a wizard. He's not a magician.
Yeah.
Is Merlin a magician?
Huh?
He's a wizard.
He's a wizard, yeah.
Okay.
Merlin's a wizard. Magicians are the bullshit ones. Wizards are the real ones.
You're a wizard, Eric.
And warlocks and witches, and they're the real ones.
But they're the evil versions.
Are they?
You're saying that with conviction, like they're real?
Yeah, 100%.
They're the real ones, all right?
Yeah.
Don't worry about these magicians.
Magicians are the ones you see.
Magicians exist in the real world. Like if someone's doing a magic show, they're not calling themselves a wizard. They're calling themselves a magician.
Yeah, so to be clear,
therefore they're the fake.
They're the real ones, but they're fake.
Yeah. Magicians are real, but they do fake magic. Wizards, they do real magic.
But they're fake.
No, they're real. They're the real ones.
At least in the Bible. No, magicians are the real ones.
Magicians are the real ones in the Bible. Came to pass in the morning that the spirit was troubled, and he sent and called for all the magicians of Egypt and all its wise men, and Pharaoh told them his dreams, but there was no one who could interpret them for Pharaoh. Then Kebevin, the chief butler, spoke to Pharaoh, saying, I remember my faults this day.
I forgot about this for 2 whole years, but now that you mention it,
that was called too well.
Remember, he's like, 2 years ago,
I was in prison, right?
Plus 3 days, I had a dream, and then 3 days after, I couldn't remember this promise that I'd made, but now that we're 2 years and 3 days, that's right, I remember my fucking promise.
Is this dream going to be also, like, you've got 2 options, one's prosperous, where you let Joseph out, and one withers everything?
So he might twist.
Yeah, I reckon it's going to be, you've got 2 options here. You let me out and I guide you and you prosper, or the famine eats all the good food.
So what your question really
I was going to say
is Joseph going to scam him and be a magician?
Yes.
Or is Joseph going to be a wizard and actually get the interpretation?
I don't know.
I think he will be the magical dream man that is Joseph.
Scammer.
But I was gonna say, I'm sorry, the butler I call bullshit, as if you forget someone perfectly interpreting your dream
3 days prior.
Yeah,
3 days.
You'd be telling that story forever.
Yeah. Sorry, Joseph, it just didn't come up, all right?
Yeah,
but in saying that too, even if the Pharaoh had these dreams, I don't think I'd get Joseph in anyway, because then it'd overshadow me. If I'm the butler, I think I'm just gonna be like, weird, no one can get these dreams, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
And really, who cares if the Pharaoh doesn't solve this particular problem about the dream? It's not like he's going to die tomorrow, is it? It's like, why does the butler have to intervene?
Well, that's where the storytelling's real shit. Like, if the storytelling was good, it would be the butler was too scared to say that a prisoner had some magical dream interpretation shit. So he kept it a secret. And then suddenly the Pharaoh's having some terrifying dreams about drought and famine. And then he's like, oh, what do these dreams mean? And then he's like, oh, I'll tell you about a mate that I've got that'll solve the problem, that'll get me some favor with you, Pharaoh.
Yeah,
that would be the better way to tell the fucking story.
I agree.
But instead, we get this bullshit that doesn't make any sense.
I agree. A little bit of background, a little bit of motivation, a little bit of... Yes, I agree. I think you're right.
Yeah.
And the other part is, all these magicians, if they would all make something up. Every single one of them would have gave him an answer. No one's going to be like, I don't know.
If it was a Disney movie, that would be like half the film would be like all the fake ones coming up and that'd be where all your comedy comes from.
Yeah, it would be too. Yeah.
And then fucking the hero of the journey in the prisons down there like, but I must tell him what the true interpretation is.
Yeah, some dude sits down with the cups and's like, all those fucking wacky things that happen around the world.
Yeah, he's got his little sidekick animal that talks to him in the prison.
Yeah. All right. So, what was the last thing I just said? Because I just changed the page. So the chief butler spoke to him. I remember my faults this day. When Pharaoh was angry with his... I think this is him still talking. When Pharaoh was angry with his servants and put me in custody in the house of the captain of the guard, both me and the chief baker, we each had a dream in one night, he and I. Each of us dreamed according to the interpretation of his own dream. Now there was a young Hebrew man with us there, a servant of the captain of the guard. And we told...
He's the one with the chopped dick.
Yeah, you'll be...
Sorry,
yeah.
You're going to hit the captain button. That was me, B.
Now there was a young Hebrew with us, blah, 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 interpret our dreams for us. For each, to each man he interpreted according to his own dream. And it came to pass, just as he interpreted for us, so it happened. He restored me to my office, and he hanged him. So this was one of those good ones where he didn't retell the entire fucking story. So that was... I'm glad about that. Yeah. Then Pharaoh sent and called for Joseph, and they brought him quickly out to the dungeon. Out of the dungeon, and he shaved, changed his clothing, and came to Pharaoh. Shave his dick and balls?
I
was thinking along
I would have.
Yeah.
And Pharaoh said to Joseph... I don't know what a pharaoh sounds like. Walk like an idiot. I have had a dream. I've had a dream.
Oh, dear God.
And there is no one who can interpret it. But I have heard it said that you can understand a dream and interpret it. So Joseph answered Pharaoh, saying, It is not in me. God will give Pharaoh an answer of peace. Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, Behold, in my dream I stood on the bank of a river. Suddenly 7 cows came up out of the river, fine-looking and fat, and they fed in the meadow. Then behold, 7 other cows, blah, 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 gaunt and ugly. Such ugliness I've never seen in all the land of Egypt. Poor cows. And the gaunt and ugly cows ate up the first 7, and the fat cows ate up the first 7, the fat cows. Then when they had eaten them up, no one would have known that they had eaten them, for they were just as ugly as at the beginning. That's a new detail. So I awoke. Also, I saw in my dream, and suddenly 7 heads came up, 1 stalk, 1 full and good. Then behold, 7 heads, withered, thin, blah, blah, blah. And the thin heads devoured the 7 good heads. So I told this to the magicians, but there was no one who could explain it to me. Then Joseph said to Pharaoh, The dreams of Pharaoh are one. God has shown Pharaoh that what he is about to do. The 7 good cows are 7 years, and the 7 good heads are 7 years. The dreams are one, and the 7 thin and ugly cows which came up after them are 7 years, and the 7 empty heads blighted by the east wind are 7 years of famine.
I feel like I've called this.
This is the thing.
Yeah,
what was that, Captain?
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, yeah, he called it like pretty much to the letter.
It's almost like the Bible's a little bit predictable sometimes.
Well, we also know that there's famines in Egypt at some point, right?
Yeah, true that.
But we're not about to get like Moses and shit,
I do believe he might be soon.
Is that when...
He's next, he's after Genesis.
Yeah, so maybe this is like 7 years and then Genesis finishes.
Because he's all like plagues and shit in Egypt, right? All the locusts and all that stuff.
I think that's more Moses and stuff. But I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. That's why I'm reading this weird book to everybody. 7 years of famine. This is the thing which I have spoken to Pharaoh. God has shown Pharaoh what he is about to do. Indeed, 7 years of great plenty will come throughout all the land of Egypt. But after them 7 years of famine will arise. And all the plenty will be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine will deplete the land. So the plenty will not be known in the land because of the famine following, for it will be very severe. It's like that whole, I don't know, just saying the same thing 3 times over in different ways. Not a square to spare. And the dream was repeated to the Pharaoh twice, because the thing is established by God, and God will shortly bring it to pass. Now, therefore, let Pharaoh select a discerning and wise man. I'm pointing at Bevan right now, because I think this is the prediction coming to fruition. Now, therefore, let the Pharaoh select a discerning and wise man and set him over the land of Egypt. I'll add this little bit. I know a wise man.
Bow before me.
Bow before me.
Oh, just so it happens, I had a dream last night, and I was really, really wise.
And you were bowing to me.
You were bowing. He continues. He says, let Pharaoh do this, and let him appoint officers over the land to collect 1/5 of the produce of the land of Egypt in the 7 plentiful years. So he's just taking a 20% tax, I guess.
Yeah.
How long does grain last?
I don't know. You put it in a silo and...
Well, he said that the famine was going to be like 7 years, so you can collect as much as you want, but if it doesn't last, you're fucked.
And then if an assassin comes along and shoots a fire arrow into it, it'll explode.
Game over, man.
You know that's going to happen, eh? And let them gather all the food of those years that are coming and store up grain under the authority of Pharaoh, and let them keep food in the cities. Then that food shall be as a reserve for the land. So he's actually being pretty clever, really. Assuming he's a wizard and not a magician, and he's right that the famine's coming. He's being quite smart, really.
Well, you assume he's right, seeing as he... Like, I feel like this was an easier one to predict than the weird shit on the vines.
What was the...
Like, that first one was like, some vines are growing on a wall.
What was the vines?
Oh, yeah, you're going to fucking... The baker and the butler, their dreams were fucking some vines growing on a fence or some shit. He's like, oh, that means you will get summoned up to make a feast, and then you'll give him a cup.
And he did.
Like, that's a fucking way wilder fucking prediction from the dream than this one.
And he did do a pretty black and white prediction too. Hey, you're going back and you're going to be in charge. You motherfucker, head gone.
Dead.
And he said you'll give him a cup thing.
Yeah.
And you'll get eaten by birds.
Yeah.
So he knew exactly how.
100. He's a fucking wizard, 100%.
Yeah.
Then that food shall be as reserved for the land for the 7 years of famine, which shall be in the land of Egypt, and that the land may not perish during the famine. So the advice was good in the eyes of the Pharaoh and in the eyes of all his servants. And Pharaoh said to his servants, can we find such a one as this man in whom is the Spirit of God? Can we find someone like Joseph? I wonder what we can do. Is there anyone that's not Joseph but sort of like him a little bit?
Can we not have this whiny bitch but have that insight?
Yeah. Then the Pharaoh said to Joseph, inasmuch as God has shown you all this, there is no one as discerning and wise as you.
So now he's head of Egypt. He's been head of basically his brothers, head of the household, head of the prison, head of Egypt.
Just leadership, born to lead.
From a prison cell, the day before.
Just because of a dream interpretation. Fuck me.
3 dream interpretations.
Two perfect ones and one yet to come. There is no as discerning as one as you. You shall be over my house, and all my people shall be ruled according to your word. Only in regard to the throne will I be greater than you.
Fucking hell.
Pretty easy.
He's been handed shit so good. But they're telling it like he's had the hardest life ever, but they've not described it's like a checklist of things that have been difficult for him, but no descriptions of how they were difficult.
Yeah, how hard was it in prison for him? Because he was in charge of everyone. Did he have it pretty good?
Yeah. But he was in prison. That is a bad place to be. But was it bad?
Well, he was in charge of everyone. He might have just been fucking living it up.
Yeah, so yeah.
Like those Colombian drug lords who just fucking live in a mansion and just everything's to their specifications.
Yeah, I feel like this is the laziest story so far. Is the story?
Wow. Okay. I want to hear you explain that a bit further, a bit more later on, because I've got about a page to go and then we're done. Only I on the throne, only I will be greater than you. And Pharaoh said to Joseph, see that I have set you over all the land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh took his signet ring off his hand and put it on Joseph's hand, and he clothed him in garments of fine linen and put a gold chain around his neck. From prison to full fucking...
To, like, the fucking king.
Yeah. How he'd be loving that shit too. He's such a posh... Oh, thank you so much for my gold chain.
He'd be sending some fucking carrier pigeons off with like a portrait of him to his brothers, I reckon.
Wow. Hold that.
Now, I told you you'll be bowing before me. What?
Captain! Stop it! Captain! Captain! No, that was a bit premature, but that, like, the brothers do come back in at some. So this is all, it's all actually quite, I don't know, clever might be the right word, but it does sort of works towards
back in.
A goal here. Yeah. So set you over the land, Pharaoh, blah, blah, put him in a gold chain around his necklace. And he had him ride in the second chariot which he had, and they cried out before him, bow the knee. So he set him all over the land of Egypt. He's loving this shit. Pharaoh also said to Joseph, I am Pharaoh, and without your consent, no man may lift his hand or foot in all the land of Egypt. So here's the ultimate.
They've weirdly made him like the underdog, but nothing. He didn't have to work for anything.
No.
Like he got sold off, and he come from the being in the prison, so he feels a bit underdoggy. But everywhere he went, he just had things thrown at him. So
how long till he gets his helper thrown at him?
Oh,
he's pretty helpful.
He's not help you, does he? No.
Yeah.
He knocked back the wife. Yeah. The cougar. Lie with.
Well, that would have been because he's so perfect. That would have been against God because he was doing bad about the marriage.
Yeah, he's done nothing wrong.
He's gonna be he's gonna be given the first non-barren helper.
Oh,
he's gonna get boom straight away. Perfect helper first go.
Remember that. Because you might be right. I don't know yet.
I reckon you're right.
He has been coming into butlers and bakers' butt. So he's not.
Yeah.
He won't be.
I didn't say he'd make the most of being with the perfect helper. I just said he'd get.
Yeah. She'll be punching kids out immediately.
It'll be really. Well, it'll be again. It's like he's not into the helper, but she's just perfect, and he rules her. So it's that'll be his prison.
Yeah, he'll slip
it'll just be a perfect
right
prison.
into the man of the household, won't he?
Yeah.
I am in charge. Helper. Without your consent, no one lift a hand or a foot in all of Egypt. And the Pharaoh called Joseph's name, I don't know why this is a thing, but the Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zaphnath Paneah.
Oh, fuck, that's not sticking.
No.
Maybe it's a title in Egypt. I don't know.
Zaphnath Paneah. I am Zaphnath Paneah. And straight away, you know how we're going, stop talking, because we just and then the next line says, and he gave him a wife, Asenath.
Sorry, what was the wife's name?
Asenath, the daughter of Potipharah, priest of On.
I thought all these this bloodline like to get their cousins. He just goes straight for Egypt. Won't this be a lesser breed? Isn't he?
I reckon, yeah.
Going against it?
At the moment, I agree with you, yeah. Normally they like to go back to fucking Uncle Laban.
Yeah, so is God going to be happy with him getting this Egyptian wife?
Well, this might be where Lukey maybe gets shut down here, because maybe she's barren, and I don't know, but we'll find out. So.
No, she'll be the perfect one, because she's different.
Oh.
They finally figured out inbreedings might not be the best way to do it.
Good deal.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not convinced. I still reckon that they might be in for a bit of inbreeding, but we'll see.
Well, he can always take on more helpers later.
They're gonna find.
I'm just saying the perfect first one.
Yeah.
Will be perfect in every way.
They're gonna find out that somehow they're related from the time that. What's his name? Spent in Egypt.
Abram. When Abram was Abram.
And then that's how they're going to get the incest into the story.
What about the evil family? When are they connecting back in? Maybe it'll be related to
Tubal Cains.
Canaanites.
Yeah. Oh, the Tube. You're thinking of that movie.
No, that's literally
Oh, is that
Yeah, that's who it is. That was the descendant of Cain and Abel, whichever the murderer was.
Cain.
Yeah, that was the descendant of that. Is that who you were talking about, Lukey, or no?
Oh no, Seth. You know the chapter a few bits ago where we're talking about the roadside whore.
Oh, the wicked one.
Joseph.
It'll be like
Judah's kids.
Yeah. One of their kids will be the wife.
Oh, maybe.
That's the joke I was getting at.
Good joke.
Yeah, shit. Yeah.
and he gave him as a wife Asenath, the daughter of Pharaoh, priest of On. So Joseph went out all over the land of Egypt. Joseph was 30 years old when he stood before Pharaoh, king of Egypt. So there you go. That's a bit of a context. So mid-20s when he got to Egypt, I guess, or late 20s or whatever.
Yeah. So a teenager in Bible years.
Yes. Or an infant, really.
Or a child. Yeah.
Oh, maybe not infant. Anyway, yes. 30 years old when he stood before the Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And Joseph went out from the presence of Pharaoh, and went throughout all the land of Egypt. Now, in the 7 plentiful years, the ground brought forth abundantly. So he gathered up all the food of the 7 years which were in the land of Egypt, and laid up the food in the cities. He laid up in every city the foods of the fields which surrounded them. Joseph gathered very much grain, as the sand of the sea, until he stopped counting, for it was immeasurable. And to Joseph were born 2 sons. Bang, Lukey. No Baron.
Damn right,
everything
mate.
Comes easy to this
what's
chump.
what.
Just fucking everything's handed to him on a silver platter, on a multicolored Technicolor platter. And to Joseph were born 2 sons before the years of the famine came, whom Asenath, the daughter of Potiphar, priest of On, bore to him. Joseph called the name of the firstborn Massena, for God has made me forget all my toil and all my father's house. And the name of the second he called Ephraim. That rings a bell. Ephraim? For God has caused me to be fruitful in the land of my affliction. So I think he's still hating on Egypt.
Well, he's still saying it's an affliction, but he has had a really easy go of it.
Is the gold chain a bit heavy for him?
Yeah, you poor prick, Joseph. Yeah. It's not where Mummy and Daddy live, but I'm in charge of everyone except for one dude. Yeah.
Who listens to what I say.
Yes. Yeah, who does everything I say anyway. So really, he's in charge. For the God has made my affliction. Then the 7 years of plenty, which were in the land of Egypt, ended, and the 7 years of famine began to come, as Joseph had said. The famine was in all the lands, but in all the land of Egypt there was bread. Good plan, and Big Joe. So when all the land of Egypt was famished, the people cried to Pharaoh for bread. Then Pharaoh said to all the Egyptians, "Go to Joseph. Whatever he says to you, do." Fucking. The famine was over all the face of the earth, even though we've only really heard about a small corner of the earth at the moment in the Bible.
Wonder how Australia's obviously in famine. Sorry.
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, everywhere. Joseph opened all the storehouses and sold to the Egyptians, and the famine became severe in the land of Egypt. So all countries came to Joseph in Egypt to buy grain, because the famine was severe in all lands. End of chapter 41.
So rather than look after their people, they're selling it and making money.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I'm not convinced fully that it's a complete profiteering thing yet, necessarily. I don't know. It could be. No, Joseph. He wants a couple extra gold chains.
He's going to be master of the universe in next chapter. So.
So they're basically saying he didn't just cure Egypt's famine, he cured the world's famine.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Yeah, and he's set Egypt up pretty well, really. Very clever. So, because now if other areas haven't really prepared properly, they'll be able to come.
So he just is perfect, technically. Like, he actually, he was so competent, he saved the whole world.
That was a good move.
Which also, sorry, I meant to say this before. God said he would never flood the earth again, but he just plunged the whole world into famine.
7 years.
Yeah.
but he gave some dude in Egypt in a prison the mystical ability to save the world as long as
via dream interpretation.
As long as the butler eventually told the truth about the dream.
This whole thing hinged on the butler going, "Oh fuck, that's right, that guy in prison."
In fact,
him still being alive in prison.
It may have also hinged specifically on him waiting until the Pharaoh had the right dream to remember the thing.
Yeah, it's all
because, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, he could have told, like,
God's plan. That's what you can fall back on.
Yeah, because if he'd have been like, oh, like day one, Butler gets out of prison, he's like, oh, mate, you got to hear about old Chopstick downstairs. He's the one that told me the dream, and they're like, oh yeah, and then he's like, job's done. But then what if the Pharaoh doesn't think of him at the right time when he has the famine dream?
And what happens if any one of those other magicians had a half believable interpretation?
Which, by the way, Kebevan had Kebevan heard it was like, it's about famine because it was wildly obvious.
It's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Not to talk down your ability to understand dreams.
I'm better than Joseph,
but
so
yeah,
say what you want.
You got there first. You understood it before he did. As we read the book, at least.
Use it like I don't get to, because I'm reading. I don't really get to sort of stop and think about it. That's where I miss the coming into the butler and shit. But I think user, if I'm interpreting the Brothers Grail correctly, because user listening to the story and user sort of concentrating on how that works, user starting now to, I think, have some more accurate predictions that are coming up, as we go, because we know that there's so many scams that have gone on. We know that there's...
we know what to listen for.
Yeah.
It's similar.
I'm genuinely incredibly proud of calling the non-barren wife.
Yeah, bang.
Oh, yeah, nailed that.
And we got the answer immediately, because if it wasn't until next episode, we all would have forgot.
And another prediction, which I think is basically already true, she's going to get less character focus because she's not barren. She doesn't get praise for she's just less important.
She's going to get no development at all.
She's done. Her bit's done now. She'll never get mentioned again.
Yeah, we'll see about that. You might be right. And one thing I did forget to mention about the cougar, which I don't think we learned her name. I think she was just the wife of Pharaoh, whatever. But,
did we learn the name of the slave master?
The slave master. I don't know. Potpuri or some shit? I don't know. I can't remember. But what I was going to say about that particular lady is, I think there's only been maybe one previous sort of successful woman mission prior to this, and she scammed Joseph. You know what I mean? So she's actually had her own little storyline where she sort of came out on top. That was like very rare in the Bible.
Which one was who? Oh no, because there was roadside whore.
Yeah. And, I think that might be the other one.
And we're so bad with names, and we just call people their deeds.
And Isaac's mum with the fucking...
Oh, that was a big scam.
That was pretty horrific, yeah. Fucking SL over.
Yeah, so
the only stories you really hear about the women
successful.
are them scamming or being
really quite deceptive and devious, yeah.
The men aren't doing too much better.
No, that's
the Bible.
True.
No.
The Bible is just filled with horrible people. Joseph's perfect, though.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing.
Other than the fact that he's insufferable.
That's the thing, though, Captain. At the moment, Eve fucked up the Garden of Eden. What were them other few examples we just told there, where the women just did something and it fucked everything up? So Noah, he was still a bit of a dick, but he also did just save all the animals on the fucking planet. And Abraham also, I don't know, what did he do? Bought a cave in the end of the
sister and scammed every city.
He freed Lot.
I don't know. But I think the men also...
And he sent Hagar into the desert to die.
Sorry. He's done some shit thing. Yeah, good point. But I think because there's so much story surrounding each man, they then have some moral arc where they get some redemption. Whereas the women, when they get a little bit of story, it's like, sorry, everybody, this is just a shit bitch.
Yeah. Oh, there was the sisters that raped their dad.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Lot's wife that turned around and turned into a pillar of salt.
Yeah, she didn't get fucking...
How dare you look
ready.
Back at the city.
Yeah, didn't get ready quick enough.
Shit. Why would you look back?
Yeah. We should when we do the recap, I might just call out all of the women specifically, because there's been so many men and we know the main men. But we'll go, right, let's talk about these women. Who are the good ones, who are the bad ones, and why, and so maybe that's something we'll have to do.
It'll be about 3 sentences long, I reckon.
Yeah, maybe. And the other sort of hole in this plan is it will require some planning.
Yeah, we don't plan.
Which hasn't really.
You'll get to Eve or
yeah.
Fucking.
Well, if you just do the summary, we can just recall.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't got it in front of me, but I'm going to show you, Beb, after I hit end of this recording. I got given a new Bible. So I've got the Mormon Bible that I think you might have gave me, Lukey. Maybe or someone did.
You just got like a Bible collection going on.
And my helper is devastated by this because they're getting displayed wonderfully in our lounge room or in our family room. So this new Bible I've got, so see this the size of my Genesis Bible? You've seen it, Lukey, as well?
Yeah.
It's, I reckon, scaled up by 3. And it's got this...
This is the Mormon one?
No. This is another Christian one, but I think it's an American version of a Christian one.
Okay.
So, it's
so what,
very,
like A4?
It's, I reckon, not quite A... No, it's bigger than A4. I reckon it's A4 and a half or something. I'll show you in a minute. It's got this beautiful... the cover is like... not wicker, but like a wicker type, weaved type feel. And there's this beautiful picture of what you would imagine the classic white man Jesus looks like on the front as well. This beautiful, pretty man Jesus. Nice. And then the whole start of it is quite a bit of, looks like theology and learning and blah, blah, blah. And then it gets to the Bible. And one thing I did jump to really quickly in that book, because I wanted to check, if there were some differences. And the first thing I went to was the creation of man and woman and how when Adam was there and God needed to find him a helper, right? And
does it still say helper?
It does not say the word helper in there. Oh. And so I was like, oh, that's a thing. So I might jump in and I'm still calling my wife a helper because,
Yeah.
Well, our Bible says helper.
This is our Bible. That's what we go by.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there'll be a few little interpretation differences, I guess.
What did it say instead? Did it just say wife?
I can't remember. I think it was just
servant. It got worse.
No, it wasn't worse. It'd
be amazing if it went there.
Yeah, slave, servant. No, I think it was more tolerable. I think. I don't think it was worse.
He needed someone to bear his children.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but it still did do the same order. It still was like presented him with all the animals and couldn't find anyone who was sufficient. I think it still did that, but it didn't use the word specifically helper.
Yeah.
So
imagine if Adam was a bit more deviant. The woman could have been something like weird.
Oh, like if he had a fetish of some description. But he didn't know at that stage. He didn't even know naked was bad. So anyway, I think we got a little bit off topic there, but that was good. I think that was a pretty, considering that we've been so long and considering that I didn't prepare properly at all.
Success.
I think we did pretty fucking good. And we now know... Thank you to Bevan. And we now know that Joseph is in Egypt running the fucking show and
unhappy with his lot in life.
And still not happy with it. Yeah, fucking hell. But the famine... Huh?
His affliction.
That's the word I wanted.
Yeah. But the famine has just kicked in. So when we come back and we jump into chapter 42, we get into how Egypt fares during this famine, and it does get pretty cool and interesting.
No wonder Egyptians hate the Hebrews. They just bring scams and famines and problems every time.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a good relationship, is it?
No.
But they weren't the Hebrews when Abram went through.
I figured they would be, but no, maybe not. Maybe you're right.
I don't know when the word Hebrew dropped into the Bible. I really don't
know. Because the dick chopping started with Abram.
Yes.
So,
because he had to cut his dick off, cut all of his people of his house and his son, I think. At the time.
Yeah.
He's probably the one that started them as being the Hebrews, but we're just guessing at this point. I
don't remember him saying the word Hebrew much.
No, nor do I. So
maybe that's in different books, not the Gideon.
I don't know. I think it just
the Hebrew. What did they call them? Because they're all called ites, right?
Canaanites, I think, is their area, but I think they become Israelites. I believe, but. We'll figure that out. Mosesites, Jesusites, Jesuits. Maybe that's what a Jesuit is.
Jesuit.
The first I've heard that
you word. Stumbled into that one by accident, and it's probably
yes, it's probably way off the fucking mark. And we just wanted Ham Porkinsites.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
That's all we
That's the
wanted.
dream, really.
That is a dream. All right.
He's our messiah or whatever.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
our
That is when we do actually
prophet.
take over the Yazidis, I think. Well, yeah.
Something like
When
that.
we take over the Yazidis and whatever the next poor, small group of people who will just take over in aggressive fashion, will become the Ham Porkinsites.
Ham Porkins can be the Jesus of our
Yeah.
religion.
Yeah. Prophet number 1. 100%.
He's definitely more attractive, I reckon.
100%. All right. Fucking hell. Well, that's been good. Thank you, Brothers Grail. And I always forget to do this again. And once again, I'm not really good at it. But anyone listening in, please jump onto Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever you're doing. I think there's you can make sure you do the follow thing so that you get logged against the podcast as a follower. And I think that somehow helps other people find it or some shit. You can share it with people. Please do that. Tell people about it. We need you to go on a mission and help us take down the wonderful Yazidis to start with before we go on larger conquests. So thank you, Brothers Grail, Meat Sacrifice. Thank you, Kebevin.
No worries, anytime. Make sure you eat lots of meat.
Meat hamper.
Meat hampers coming.
Preparations.
We'll think this through somehow. I don't know how we pick the best meat wagon follower.
Well, we need ram.
We
the ram
could
on the
scan
mountain.
people.
No, I don't know how we pick who gets the hampers.
Yeah,
but
it's
that's
small.
a problem for later. For now, we just need to figure out what to put in the meat hamper.
Half a dove. A full turtle dove, but cut in half.
In halves.
Yeah. Right. Where do we find a turtle dove? Do they exist?
I reckon we just get a chicken. They won't know the difference.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Captain. Thanks for joining in and not being too chaotic.
Thanks, mate.
Glad you got
anytime.
Glad you got your Pixies tickets.
Cheers,
and
mate.
we'll do the next one again soon. Brothers Grail.
You didn't sound very confident with the soon.
Yeah. Brothers Grail. Yeah. Brothers Grail. All right.
Did you just add that meat?
You did. He just said meat. Yeah.
Meat.
I only got through 2 and then I started laughing.
I was about to join you until. Oh dear God.
All right.
Oh,
I'm fading out.
that's some high.
All right.
That's a good outro.